won't you say my name, say my name. If you claim you want me, it ain't no whip. Body, 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 whip. Body, 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 it ain't no whip. And you acting kinda shady.
So something's going on with my sound right now, but bear with me, the shit's gonna get together soon.
Back on this camera and shit, mommy forgetting on her like I don't have no parents. Got my hair like this. Only 5 nails on, just. I know y'all looking at me. Some of y'all are looking and you're saying, honey, you withered away. I know. Stressed myself skinny. And out here in this dating pool, and guess what I realized? This one here, this pool got piss in it. And I know that there are some people out there that are pro.
You don't need a man, sis. You can get this bag and get it on your own.
Tell y'all go ahead and skip ahead. I'm posting the comment the minute that this video is for you, but right now we're gonna live in reality. And the reality is, even though celibacy treats me well, eventually, I want to ride somebody's son like a crash dummy. Sorry, Mom. Just put a pencil here and elaborate on my celibacy journey, because you know the saints love to run off with your business, and before they tell y'all that I'm lying, this is a family decision. I know for some people, religion plays a huge part for them in their decision, and for me, being a spiritual person, it's definitely something that was in my mind. But honestly, I just feel like this generation has taken sex and it's made it like the main form of expressing or showing romance. And I just decided that I no longer want to participate in pushing that narrative. It's like men these days can bend you over, but they can't open the door for you. They can call you to their house, and there's booty call hours, which start at 10 p.m. and at 4 a.m. But it's like you come to somebody's house at 2 a.m. then, you know, I don't know about y'all, but I don't spend the night nowhere. So you go home. These niggas don't even make sure you make it home no more. They go right to sleep after they got what they want from you. Okay. I remember turning 16 and I had like my first crush on this guy, and I asked my dad like what did I have to do to go on a date, and he was just like, well, he just gotta call me on the phone and ask. And I'm thinking like, these niggas nowadays ain't finna get out the car to knock on the door. They coming empty-handed. They gonna text you here. You know, there is no sense of
whatever happened to hello. Listen, let me take you to dinner.
To take a young
Can I take you out for a date? Now it's like your come chill.
He did
like,
say like, who does your dad think he is?
I know.
But then he asked for his number because his thought process was, if all it is me asking permission, standing in between me and being able to take the girl that I'm interested in getting to know and out, let me just go ahead and make this phone call. I'm saying all of that to say, I feel like if someone likes you, whatever your boundary is, they're going to figure out what it is that you request, and they're going to make sure it happens. I'm thinking of all of my simple requests that I have right now to be in a relationship. Cut out all that capping. Be clear with what you want from me. Affirm us a little bit. And be present in this relationship. Niggas can't do that. Why am I out here giving up caca? It's baffled me how little I ask, and I don't even get that. So because of that, I'm locked down clinking it up. But we don't talk no more. And this goes for men too. I feel like we should take more pride in our bodies and who we are sharing our space with, you know? I'm not saying that everybody needs to go out and get in a relationship in order to have sex, because I'm realizing as I age that some people cannot just feel confined in a monogamous relationship. What I am saying, however, is everybody has wants, needs, and boundaries, and those things shouldn't be having to be compromised or unmet when this is a person that you're dealing with sexually. I'm not doing it, because sex, believe it or not, is a transfer and a release. So if that person is not on one accord with you, what they releasing and what they transferring is not what you needing.
Lord is here tonight.
You ever had sex with somebody and, I mean, it was good, so you be saying stuff like, oh, that's my soul, daddy, but you really be feeling soulless after they done? It's because that person is taking from you, and the things that you need, they're not capable of, so you're not getting anything back.
Need the Holy Ghost, but feeling the Holy Ghost is that means you're speaking in tongues.
That nut ain't worth it. I'm just saying, it feels good then. And these days, that's a maybe, y'all. Men need to stop drinking all that lean and taking all them beans. Get you some water, eat you some fruit, get your stamina back up.
I'm gonna call the fire marshal. That is against the law. Oh, I'm gonna need some weed.
But anyway, you know, I pass. As my good sister Simone said, I'm not fucking no more.
Oh, you know who the fuck I am, but let me tell you who the fuck I'm not. Her. Okay, I'm not that bitch. I'm not gonna do.
I've been on the straight and narrow. I've had a dub back or two, a couple slip-ups. Don't judge me, I took my walk of shame and I got my back up on the horse. I don't know, y'all. It just clicked one day and I feel like I got out of those type of situations, and it's not because I reached a point where I had enough. Truthfully speaking, I've been had enough. I was never happy in those situations because once again, I was never getting the things that I personally wanted, but I also didn't know what those things looked like either. So it was easier to settle into these habits, these routines, because you take that away, but I also don't know what it looks like, the packaging of what's going to make me happy. But a bit and found out. For me, I had gathered all of these ideas of what a relationship was going to be like, and I got them from my favorite movies or IG posts, IG couples, some of my friends, their relationships, and I pulled that together and I gathered this idea of what my relationship was going to be. And it was not until I met a man who was absolutely incapable of getting any of those things, who was an excellent man, nonetheless, that it really humbled me and forced me to think about what I truly wanted and not just aesthetically. I remember this one time I was having this conversation with my homegirl, and she was talking about how she had chalked her homeboy because they had been dating for a couple months and he never posted her or never like referenced that he was in a relationship on social media. And me, I was like, honey, what that got to do with prostitute China? You know, whatever. And then, you know, she goes ill. And I'm like, well, my dude don't have to post me. I actually don't want to be posted on social media. I'm not posting him on this page. And she was like, that's gross. So you want to be cheated on and you want to be cheated. And, you know, she goes through this long speech. And by the end of the speech, I'm thinking, I'm an idiot and I'm probably out here going to be getting cheated on because I've never required these niggas to post me on them pages. So fast forward to the next morning, I'm waking up and I meditate and I wrote down, you know, my journaling, and I'm talking through things with myself. Mind your business. Yes, I do be talking to myself. All 7 of us, we have counsel meetings. Hit me like a sack of nickels. Girl, you ain't even strong enough to stand on what you actually like. Now granted, my homegirl had said some convincing-ish things about, you know, why somebody has to post her on social media. However, I've got a whole list of convincing-ish things why I don't want that nigga to post me on social media. I want you to keep them stories to yourself. And that's good enough for me. So if that's what I want out of a relationship, I have to be strong enough to stand on that. So even though social media has made Woman Crush Wednesday and Man Monday and Valentine's Day posting this thing, I don't want that. I'm not broken because I don't. I don't want to go to those restaurants where I can't read the menu. You know? I don't want any of those bags or any of those ugly ass shoes. However, I do want someone that's going to give me flowers because I'm actually going to put them in water. And I do want somebody that's going to handwrite letters because I want to flex on my grandkids with some real player shit when I'm old. I realized that I had to get comfortable with what I want regardless of what's trending. And, you know, trends can definitely affect an unsure person. But now that I've taken my meds and I'm leaning on the right side, it may be for my neighbor, and glory be. I don't judge. But what's for me is for me. It helps you walk confidently in your own skin. That's how I could sit here with this lap-sided afro and only 5 nails on my finger, because I know what it looks like when I take a precisely pin in a wig to this. But who gon' with me, you know, when it's half chile? Who in the trenches? That's what truly matters. And it's definitely easier said than done. I'm 25, single since I was 20, and I'm also a single mom. So being a single mom adds a whole different bag of statistics in my laps that I also have to fight through. And then the things that I set for myself, I told myself that if I didn't have another child and I wasn't married by the time Joe was 5, I wasn't having any more kids. Homeboy about to turn 6 next year. And I know you're probably like, well, you can have more kids, but you have a potty trained, fully capable, opinionated, smart mouth 5-year-old to talk about starting over.
I told you that the sex meeting, but you did it. So now he got.
You do it. Cause I ain't. Scratch that. I'm really not trying to do that. And I'm manifesting a little baby that listens before I turn 30, because if y'all let me slip up to 30 and y'all fumble this bag, I hope Adam and Eve start selling subscription boxes, because I'm going to do it myself. No, but seriously, I remain extremely hopeful in receiving love exactly the way that I envisioned it, with no dramatic compromises. And I'm saying that there are some things that are on my manifestation list that may not come true. Like, I'm not so stuck in my ways that it can't hit me out of left field. However, there are some fundamental things that I'm not willing to compromise on, and I know now that I don't have to compromise on. I know that love can look just like I want it to look, and I'm willing to just go ahead and wait for that. And instead of specifically, you know, praying for a Russell, I've started praying for things like patience, because I don't know how long I'm gonna be waiting and expecting. I don't know how long this celibacy journey is going to have to last. I don't, you know, have an end date. So definitely asking sweet baby Jesus to dump off patience and passion too, so that if I stay passionate about what I want, it's easier for me to, you know, not accept those late night calls for the dub bag, because I know, you know, temporarily this thing is going to feel good, or temporarily I'm going to feel like whatever, but the more I walk in this, I don't have to wake up the next morning and be disappointed, because I know that this is not going to work out the way that I want it to work out. I've been asking the Spirit to, you know, keep my intentions and keep myself pure, and I've learned to trust that that alone will protect me in the spaces that I'm in. So now I look at things differently. My phone has been unbelievably dry, like the Sahara Desert. However, I am now thankful that nobody's wasting my time. I can look at stuff like that, and it's like, you know, I've had this insane urge to cuddle, but me not giving into that. Like I said, I don't deal with the disappointments or waiting all day looking at my phone like, is this time going to be different, and then having to pick myself up off the floor from being hurt when it's not. A person gets what they want to get from you and they move on, even after knowing what your intentions are. People don't care. People don't care how them being selfish will affect you after that moment, you know. So you have to worry about yourself. You have to protect yourself. I've channeled my energy into doing other things and actually have shocked myself by what I've been able to create now that I'm just, you know, a little bit more sure. This was the part of the video for you working women. If you're new here, I make music. I have a project out called The Rose Show, and right now I'm in production for my sophomore project, In Bloom. And I think about those experiences that inspired The Rose Show. I used to be so timid and so shy and so afraid to tell, you know, certain aspects of my testimony, but now, like, I'm eager to own that. That's what The Rose Show is, me owning those scars at 25, to have endured and to have seen the different sides of love, how ugly love can be, to wear those scars young and survive them. That right there is powerful. to constantly always bet on yourself when you feel like everybody is looking at you like, well, what is she going to do? Or you feel like when you're in a room with people, your gift is just that much smaller, and people want to make your gift that much smaller, but you like, okay, I got my mustard seed of faith, and God said that this mountain is going to move, so let's go. And being that crazy to, you know, put on an extra coat of skin and place your bet on yourself, that alone is powerful. And, you know, I'm just happy to say that each time that I have placed that bet on me, I am just amazed at how wildly capable I am, and just how wildly in love God is with me, because despite my unbelief and despite how undeserving I am, he continuously just never ceases to amaze me with the things that he has brought to happen into my life. And just knowing that I'm not even at my peak yet, I'm still not even at the place that is the full manifestation of what God has for me, that enough keeps me hopeful. So y'all, that's the update. Still praying, still believing. Talk to me. Tell me what you've been up to. What's new with you? What's your tea? Can't wait to keep pushing out content. I have so much in store for the channel. I'm gonna do my hair and get my nails done. Peace.
It ain't no bad, you acting kinda shady.